And now, it's the Still Unnamed Podcast with your host, Petey Salas.
Hey kids, and welcome to the first exciting edition of the Still Unnamed Podcast with Petey Salas of 2015. Welcome back. I hope everyone had a fantastic New Year's Eve and New Year's, day or whatever. I hope you all recovered pretty well. I know I did. Mine was kind of quiet and boring. I barely made it to midnight. I was just exhausted, and I stayed in. And I watched TV, and I played video games with Quentin, and I sipped on some Crown and 7-Up, and it was perfect. It was boring and quiet and perfect, and that's all I needed. And, I enjoyed it. I really did. That's how I chose to spend my New Year's. Hope all of you survived and are still able to listen, because that's really all I care about. I'm just kidding. I hope everyone had a great New Year's and is ready to tackle 2015 and just fucking put a stranglehold on it and just make it your bitch. Well, no, that's a little violent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for getting violent so early in the year. But yeah, I have that feeling inside me, like 2014, other than creating this podcast, it really sucked. And I'm really looking forward to 2015. This is not one of those new year, new me type of things, because we all know those are bullshit. And very few of us can keep, our New Year's resolution. That's why I don't make them. But the one thing that I am going to say is, I'm excited. I'm excited to start this new year and start it fresh, I guess. It's just another day, another day on the calendar, really. There's no real, ultimate celestial significance to it, but still it means something inside to a lot of people. I know it means something to me, that it's a brand new year, it's a brand new start. And I at the very least, I'm going to make 2015 I'm going to try to make 2015 better and happier than 2014 was for me. And I hope you guys do too. And as I stated, the podcast, creating this show 16 weeks ago or whatever it was, that was the highlight of my 2014. That was the best thing to come out of it. And it's something that really rejuvenated me and brought me out of a dark place. And I was very happy to be able to share that experience with you guys. And I just hope to go, move forward and do more of these and just keep on keeping on. So 2015, we're off to a good start. I got myself a new tattoo to commemorate. It's actually something I've been wanting for a while, even before I started the podcast. I've been in the production business and the radio and television and voiceover stuff for a while. So I've been wanting a microphone for years. And then, after creating this podcast, now I wanted it even more. So in order to help, celebrate the new year and the fact that this podcast has survived and gone into the new year, it's proof. You're listening to the proof right now. I got myself my microphone, and it's I love it, and I think it's awesome, and highly recommend my buddy Eddie over at Lucky 13 Tattoos. He was really, really cool with me and gave me a really good price for the size of the piece that he did. So anyway, let's kick it off. Let's kick it off right. We got part 2 of my baby bro, Patti. We met her last year. She was my last guest of the 2014, and she's my first guest of 2015, and I couldn't be happier. We dive right back in. We talk more about KMAC and where we met, and this horror movie that I was trying to make. I said horror, not horrible, even though it might have been horrible. I'm not sure. This unfinished horror movie that I was working on back a few years ago, and we just talk more about kids, and it's just another random talk. That's what you come here for, just to kind of be a fly on the wall and just listen to two people talk. And so let's get right back to her. We revisit my little bro, Patti. Here we go.
Lifestyle for the rich and the famous. They're always complaining.
KMAC. KMAC is where we met. KMAC is where we did most of our damage. And
why don't you tell them about your stupid movie?
Yes.
We have to talk about that.
We have to.
We have to. And tell the people what you made me do.
Well, don't phrase it like that. What'd you make me do for your movie? Yes. Back as I mentioned earlier, I met Patti while I was a teacher's assistant. So yes, technically I was the responsible adult, but not really.
Shooting films.
I saw it more as a friendship, and maybe that was wrong. Maybe that whatever. But yes, I at that time really wanted to be a filmmaker, and I really, really thought I was going to become a director. I mean, I'm still in the production world, but it's not making films. Whatever. I had this idea to make a horror film, and I remember watching. I think I was watching an interview with Quentin Tarantino, who's one of my heroes. I mean, obviously, I named my son after him. And he was talking. He wasn't talking about him. Well, he was kind of talking about himself, but also talking about Robert Rodriguez. Those guys wrote about what they knew, and they wrote about things that were accessible to them. Robert Rodriguez, in particular, he knew about the Mexican culture. He had access to a guitar. And he had access to fake guns. So he made El Mariachi. That's simple. It's simple as that. That's the three elements of that movie. So
he's from here, isn't he?
He's from here.
Yeah.
He's from here. But when he was about to make his first film, he wrote about what he knew, which is a mariachi who was also like a gunslinger or something like that.
Right.
So
it's a great movie, actually.
I had access to fake blood and students. High school students. So, of course, I wrote a slasher film set in a high school. So I kind of casted my friends, and my idea was to have this really fucking badass horror film. So, of course, I cast you as the lead. You were my Jamie Lee Curtis. And
with my raspy voice and everything.
Yes. So I think the movie started off in present day, where he's been a killer for a few years, and this is his origin story. We go back. I don't know why I was making an origin story to a character that I was making a prequel to a movie that didn't exist yet. But that was my idea.
I remember, yes.
Okay, so anyway, we go back to high school and we find out that there's this guy who's a kind of a loner. He's kind of quiet, and he gets picked on by the cool kids. And of course, he's in love with one of the girls, and that girl happened to be you.
Right.
So I cast all these students of mine so that we could make a film together. And the one thing that stuck out was I had to have you have a boyfriend, and you were going to have the typical tall jock boyfriend. Right. God. But I had to establish that you guys were a couple. So we
had a photo shoot.
My idea was to have
in the KMAC room in the back.
My idea was to have you, there was going to be a scene where you're sitting in front of the mirror putting on makeup, and you were going to be looking at pictures of you and your boyfriend. So I had to have these pictures made. Which we
did.
Right. So we took pictures.
In your sister's room.
In my sister's room. We took pictures all over the campus. But the main one that you had the most trouble with was when I needed a picture of you kissing this guy who played your boyfriend. His name was Josh.
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. I might have seen him once at a bar a few years ago. But
you're not friends on Facebook?
No, we're not friends on Facebook. But you were so squeamish about that. Like, that was the most awkward kiss I've ever seen in my life. You're making me
kiss some guys I don't even know. I didn't even know him.
That's acting. That's what acting is.
Oh, God.
You made it seem like this was your first kiss ever. Like, it was so awkward, and like kissing like the upper lip cheek area. Like, I don't really want to. Okay. But it was like so awkward. And he looked awkward too. And of course, everyone on set was laughing.
Yes. And then you had like fucking 15 people there watching.
And the joke became like, Josh has a boner on set because he was kissing Patti. Oh my God. I'm just thinking, like, how much trouble could I have gotten into had someone like said, hey, one of your one of your teacher's assistants is filming a movie with his students. Oh my God. Awesome. That was really, really awkward, but I loved it. And we never finished. Unfortunately, we never finished that movie.
Whatever happened to that footage? We need to get with Juan and ask him.
I need to find out from Juan. Juan was there to help us out one day. One of the funny things that came out of that was we mentioned your parents earlier. One of the funny things are they're out there, man, but they're fun and very trusting. This is why. I still remember the day that I took you.
See, and I don't remember this either.
Okay.
But you need to tell me.
I took you to Target to go buy you some lingerie. But it wasn't really lingerie. It was like a nightgown type thing.
Right.
Because I was going to have you dressed as an angel. Because the whole killing, the night was going to take place at a Halloween party or a costume party. It was probably Halloween. And I was going to dress you up as an angel, and that was going to be your costume. And the reason I wanted that was because I knew that I wanted you in all white, because by the end of that film, you were going to be covered in fake blood. So all the red was going to pop real good on that white. That was the idea. So I needed to go and get you a nightgown of some sort, because that was going to be your dress for the evening. So I remember going to pick you up from your house and walking in and talking to your dad or whatever. Here I am talking to your dad. I don't think it was the first time I talked to him, but still, nonetheless, the trust that they had to have in me is amazing, because of the fact that, I'm making a film with his, 16-year-old daughter, and I was literally picking you up.
You know what, though? They probably don't even remember either.
Well, I mean, granted, they probably don't remember, but at the time,
right?
At the time, that's kind of big, So I went up to your dad and I tried to reassure him. I said, Mr. Montemayor, like I swear to you, this is on the utmost respect for your daughter that I have. I am not going to do anything, wrong. You can be on set if you like. I might have had him sign a talent release or something like that. And he was like, I don't need that shit. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, I just want to make sure that you're okay with it. He's like, as long as you're not making a porno movie, I'm okay with it. And that's when I knew from that day forward that your dad was cool.
Do you remember when you used to come to my house after school and you'd give me a ride?
Yes.
And we would sit and look.
Yes.
You would eat. We would eat cereal and ramen and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and my parents would get home.
Right.
It was usually like on a Friday too.
Usually, like that's where I would spend my Friday afternoons.
Yeah. My parents would just rip on people, man.
Yeah, they were just hating. That brings us to a good topic is the hatred. The hatred that lives in our hearts, and that's one of the things that you and I can bond over, and that's one of the things that I love.
And a lot of people don't. I think the only few people that know the way that I really am are my parents and my best friends,
right,
and my husband.
Well, I mean, it's
and that's it.
It's hard to show your true self like in public. And I speak not as a criticism, but like I'm the same way. Like,
right.
We are two, like, and this is not at all like bragging or anything. We're two very likable people. People really like us to be around. They want to include us in things. We get invited to social events, and neither one of us could give a fuck about that. And I know that we're the same person in that sense. Like, I hate social settings. I don't like going out. I don't like talking to people.
I hate people.
I hate people.
If I could have 1 million dogs and cats, I would. If my husband would allow me to, I would.
Right.
Let me tell you, we actually had this conversation not too long ago. I told him, if we didn't start dating, we just actually, yesterday was our 14-year anniversary.
Hey, congratulations.
But I had said, if you had met me later on in life, after I had already graduated college, had my job, and I was one of those people that just had a bunch of fucking cats and dogs, would you still love me? Because that would probably be me.
Right.
Honestly, 14, I would be
14 cats and dogs and just full of piss and vinegar and just giving dirty looks to everybody. Yeah.
That would be me. I would be that person that would have a shitload of dogs and a shitload of cats.
Right. I don't know, we're closed off to the world and we only allow a certain amount of people in. Like I feel like I only have a certain amount of room in my life for people that I genuinely care about. It's not to say that I can't be friendly, because I can. I can be friendly.
Well, you have to be. Look at the business that you're in.
Right, exactly.
It's the same with me. Look at the business that I am in.
Right.
I have to be, especially with me. Yeah.
But I can't tell you how many times, like, I can just text you a picture of something or someone, and you just get it. You just get why I sent it to you.
I don't even have to respond.
You don't have to respond.
Like, you sent me one the other day. I didn't even have to respond to it. Right. I didn't have to.
Because you're my hate. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you're the only person who gets me in that sense. Like, I can't send that picture to any of my other friends. They're gonna want an explanation as to why are you sending me this picture? Like, that doesn't make sense. But we can just, understand each other in that sense, and that's one of the things I think that's kept us strong for so many years.
People don't know. A lot of people don't know.
Right.
But it's okay. It's okay.
And they'll never know. They'll keep inviting us to places. Maybe not after this.
After this, they're not going to. Fuck these people, man. Fuck them, assholes.
I thought he liked me. No, I don't.
Yeah, fuck these people, man. Seriously.
Yeah, which is,
whatever. I don't give a shit.
That's cool.
It's been a long years of hatred, I guess.
Right.
It just builds up. It's just built up.
But I mean, a lot of times, like, I do it just to make you laugh, really. Like, I just
same here.
It's not like I walk around like fucking like hating everybody and I just want to kill everybody. Like, that's not the case.
That's not me either.
That's not the case.
But we recognize
the potential for hilarity, and we share it with each other.
Yes,
and
that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
yeah.
True.
But I don't walk around like I hate my life. No, I don't.
No.
But when somebody does something. Come on now.
Or says something on Facebook or posts a picture that doesn't make them look very flattering.
It's like, come on now. Come on. It's just waiting. You're waiting there.
You're giving us material. You're just giving us material to make each other laugh.
It's bad. And it's been going on since high school.
Yep. Even before Facebook and all that stuff. Even before texting.
Oh, God. Now we got screenshots.
I know. Now it makes it so much easier. There's visual aids for our hatred.
Now it's got screenshots. We don't have to. It's awesome. I love it.
It's good stuff. Do you remember the days before texting? Like, can you recall? I mean, I remember having a phone.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I remember who my first text message was to.
Okay.
And I remember it was on my little blue Nokia phone.
Okay.
That I used to throw at JJ all the time.
I remember.
Sorry, babe. Yeah, I remember who it was to. It was in high school. Mm-hmm. And I was in my physics class or biology class, one of those science classes.
Right.
And I remember who I was sitting next to. I remember everything about that. And I remember who I sent my first text message to. And I remember getting a response and thinking, oh my God. So I think I was maybe like a sophomore or a junior in high school.
And you're like, this is the wave of the future. Mm-hmm. It's true. I mean.
And it was fucking 25 cents a text.
Oh, was it?
I don't remember. I think it was something ridiculous like that. Like 50 cents.
It was per text. I know that.
Or 25 cents.
That's before they created like plans. My first text, not my first text message, but the first text message ever sent from my phone, talking about going full circle. That same girlfriend that told me to stop talking to you, she texted a boy from my phone before we were even together, her and I. we were just friends at the time. And she said, "Can I borrow your phone?" And I thought she was going to make a call or something, like, that's all you can do with this phone. And then all of a sudden,
flip Ericsson phone.
right. And all of a sudden she's like looking, and like it's T9. So she's T9ing the shit out of, like, just click, 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 click. And I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, I mean, what's she doing? And then she's, okay, here. And I'm like, what did you do? And she goes, oh, I sent my friend from college a text. And I said, what do you mean you sent? Like, I didn't even, like, she blew my mind just by, like, she wasn't even speaking English. Like, what does that mean? You sent him a text. I didn't even, this is how out of touch I was. From that point that she sent that text message, it was probably like 2 years later before I sent my first text message.
Nuh-uh.
I swear to you, because this was like 2002-ish. And I wasn't until like 2003 or 4, I swear to you, that I finally embraced this whole texting thing.
Yeah, that does make sense, probably. Because that's when Sprint started coming out with all these fucking phones with, So yeah, that makes about sense.
So, I mean, that I didn't even know you had to type in, like, the area code first and stuff. Like, because at that time...
Hey, you still have to.
Right, no.
Some.
I know, but, like, at the time... Like, all the numbers that you would save in your phone, I would just save the number. I wouldn't ever put 956 before it or
now,
the area code.
When you would do the text, you had to put the 956.
Now you have to, you know? Yeah. So that was one of those things that, like, I cannot, like, I can remember the world before text messaging and smartphones, but it just seems so foreign to me at this point. Like, that's just crazy.
And you know what? I'm not going to lie and sit here. I am one of those that is addicted to her phone, and I always have my phone. And I'm always on my phone. Either it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or just fucking Perez Hilton. Like, reading celebrity gossip still to this day. Or my emails, or online shopping, looking at fucking Cyber Monday. Because I boycott Black Friday.
But you're all about Cyber Monday.
But I am all about Cyber Monday. But yeah, I'm one of those that always has it with me, checking my work emails, answering work emails. I cannot live without my phone, and JJ gets mad at me all the time. He's like, put your fucking phone away, dude. And then I get mad at Andy when he's there asking me, Mom, let me borrow your phone. Well, look at us. Look at us. We're always, everybody is always on their phone. How can I, you know, I'm trying my hardest to just kind of...
When was the last time you accidentally left the house without your phone?
I can't even remember.
Really?
No.
Mine happened like 2 weeks ago.
I can't remember, to be honest with you.
And I have kind of two offices, one in Edinburgh, one in McAllen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I went to the McAllen office, and I did not feel like turning around and driving back.
How naked did you feel that whole day?
Absolutely. Like, naked in church. Yeah. Like, just like, I could not function. It
hasn't happened to me. And I'm sure once that happens to me, because what happens is that me and JJ go to work together in one car. So, and I just started a new job.
Right.
So I'm not in that comfortable zone yet where I can be like, hey, I'll be right back.
Right.
So if that were to happen to me, I'm sure in the next like couple months, I'd probably be shitting in my pants. Like, I don't have my phone. What do I do? Like, you know.
We're literally lost without them.
Yeah.
And that's...
I do have free internet at work, which is fine. So I can be in somewhat...
It's not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same. Like,
and I go into every meeting and I have my phone. I have my phone. I go to the restroom and I have my phone. I'm not on the phone in the restroom.
But you need it with you.
But I need it with me.
Right.
And I'm not even on it. Like I said, I'm not peeing. I'm not one of those, I swear to you, I'm not one of those people that's peeing and on their fucking phone. That's just, no. Let me.
You don't send poop texts?
No, I do not send poop texts. Let me poop in peace. Say that 3 times. And then, yeah, I mean, I have to have it with me. And then I have nowhere to put it. You know, because everything's slanted. The fucking thing where you put the pads in, it's slanted.
And you don't want to put it on the floor, so it's like
so
bouncing it on your leg or something.
So I'm there like paying and holding my phone. Why?
I don't know.
Just because.
But it's bad.
Yes.
It's really scary.
And we get mad at our kids. Get off the phone. And I'm sure you do with Quentin.
Right.
Too much on the iPad or get off.
Exactly.
But look at us, like.
I'm afraid like what the next 5 years is going to bring. Like, everyone's saying, like, you know, it's just going to become so ingrained in you that, like, they're doing.
Well, I mean, we're bringing up
classes or whatever.
We're bringing up our kids in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
our kids do not know anything else. Like, I think starting probably about Quentin's age till now, they don't know a world without it.
Exactly.
They give it to them in school.
Right. They assign them iPads. It's cool.
So we're fucked with our poor kids. I mean, even though there's people trying to, take it away, and I mean, it's in schools, it's everywhere. They're brought up with.
We're past the point of no return in this sense. Like, we cannot go back to this. If something were to happen, where just internet, Wi-Fi, whatever, 3G, 4G, all that shit just ended, like, I think that would be the beginning of the end for this world, at least this country for sure. Like,
this country,
can you imagine the rioting in the streets if people can't check their Facebooks like for a few days? Yeah. Like seriously, it's a scary thought of how
people can't online shop. I don't think it's so much Facebook. I think it's the online convenience of everything. You can find anything and everything on the fucking internet.
But how did we find that out before?
No.
Like, that's what I'm trying.
Call.
I'm trying to struggle and remember that. Like, the days, like, I'm a trivia person. Like, I know random shit.
Right.
And, back 10 years ago, I'm going to say, like, everything I had learned up to that point was because I read the album covers and I
the lyrics in the CD page.
Yes, I would do all that.
Yeah.
I would memorize lines from movies. I would look at the credits so I could see like who the director of that was, and I remembered that.
And captions.
I did my own research to build this database of useless trivia. But like now, it's just at the tip of my fingers. Like I don't feel like I'm learning anymore.
Yeah.
And that, to me, like, that's scary. That's a really scary thing that we live in such a what's the word? We live in such a instant gratification.
And I'm a material girl.
We're all about instant gratification.
She's looking at me right there.
Oh, yeah, Madonna is looking at you. That's funny. Where we want to know everything right now. We cannot wait. We cannot wait. We need to know. And if your 3G is not working at the time, 4G.
That's why I left Sprint.
Fuck that.
That's why I left Sprint.
Right.
And I went to T-Mobile, and T-Mobile sucks too. Just fucking go to Verizon or AT&T.
If your page doesn't load in
5 seconds,
5 seconds, you are like, what's wrong with the internet? That type of thing.
I know, it's really bad,
and it is. And that's why I'm saying, like, we can never go back. We have passed the point of no return. We're never going to be able to go back to the days where everything was simple. And I'm not saying I want to go back there because I like the era that I'm living in. I do. It's just scary because it's rewriting history for me. Like, I'm forgetting the days before internet and smartphones and all that stuff.
I think probably 1989, 1990, if that, babies. Are the last.
Right.
I think my brother, which is 89, I think he's probably about the last 1990 maybe, pushing it, are the last of the era to live without this. And we actually remember a world without extensive technology.
And I mean, like, you think about like shows like The Walking Dead or whatever, like the great apocalypse comes, like, you don't fucking need zombies. All you need to do is unplug the Wi-Fi, and people lose their minds. People lose their fucking minds. And I'm guilty of it too. And I would be one of them. I'm guilty of it too. I am. And it's
and just in my house, JJ, why isn't the Wi-Fi working? It's all slow.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to think that Quentin does not know what a VHS tape is.
No.
Okay. But he just barely missed. I mean, he was just barely born in time to know what a DVD was, because now that medium's dead
and
too.
He's like, I need it in Blu-ray.
Right. Even that, like, I think within the next 2 years, like, discs, period, Blu-ray, DVD, whatever, they're just gone. Like, maybe even sooner than that. Like, everything nowadays is
I better hurry up and buy the Disney collection.
Right. Buy the Blu-ray and get a free digital download of it.
Everything has a digital download. At some point,
they're just going to cut out the middleman, save some money by printing the plastic.
Well, right now, I think if you sign up for Disney, like, online, I get the emails all the time.
Right.
Dude, you can buy like 10 DVDs for like $50.
It's ridiculous. They need to
But
get rid
they
of them.
all have digital copies. So I bet you now what they're going to do. I've seen some where you can just buy digital downloads. So you buy...
Right.
I can't remember how many it was. So I'm just going to make up a number. But say 10 for $20. Well, fuck. What are you going to pick?
Right.
You
exactly.
know?
I mean, that's...
Netflix,
you can buy it
Hulu,
off of iTunes, all that stuff that you can
shit,
buy stuff off of.
Yeah.
But, Patty, I'm not bullshitting you. I have probably over 600 movies on DVD. And some of those are like special edition, like 3 discs.
Like
so I have, let's say, over 1,000 plastic discs sitting in my parents' storage that I don't even touch anymore because I now have all those movies digitized.
Yeah.
You know, and that is, I can't imagine how much money I spent, other people spent on me, you know, to build that collection. I was so proud of that collection. That was the crown jewel of my house. Like I had that.
I remember you had it over here because I remember this room. I remember this room when it was your room.
Right.
You had, and I remember the Osbournes was there. You lent it to me. I don't know if I ever get back to you.
I don't know. Probably
Yeah,
not.
it was like that whole wall right there.
There was like
full of DVDs.
There was like 600. I still have them. I don't know what to do with them. They're trash now. I can't even
Give them to Andy. They'll work on his old school DVD player.
That's true.
Give them to Andy. They'll work on his DVD player. You can come over and you can watch movies on his little 32-inch TV.
That's funny. But wow, man, it's just...
A 4-year-old has a 32-inch TV. You say spoiled by grandma?
Okay. So, we had this was a first for the podcast.
Yay!
We went long, and the tape died.
I may be a 3-parter, people, okay?
We'll see what we can do.
So you better love me forever.
Okay, let's wrap this up.
What happened to your beer? Did you finish it a long time ago?
My beer, yeah, it's gone.
Oh.
I finished it. It's over.
Oh yeah, it's been like 2 hours, right? My earring.
You really... Too much wine. There's was a very short list of people that I know that I can count on for anything that I may need, and it's a very short list because, as we stated earlier, I don't open myself up to a lot of people. I don't let a lot of people see the real me. That's part of the reason why I did this show, was to give me an outlet to kind of just vent, to talk, to let people know the real me. And you have had the real me for 15 years or so. And
it's half of your life.
Just about, yeah. Just about half my life. That is true.
And my life.
It's most of your life.
I'm not 30 yet.
I know.
You are.
I'm 32. I'm trying to be heartfelt, goddammit. But anyway, you're truly one of my best friends in my entire life, and I hope to know you for the rest of my life, and I'm forever grateful for you being, if not the first, one of the first people to be nice to me when I went and I went back to teach, and it shows. It shows. We've been friends for a long time, and you've been my friend and my muse, and just been one of those people that I can trust with anything. Your friend is not a good enough word for you. I love you very much, and I'm glad to be able to share just a bit of you with the audience on the show, and thank you very much for being on.
Thank you. And I love you.
Okay. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, there you have it. That concludes my talk with Patti, and just so you know, we did go 2 hours, so there's a lot of other audio that I didn't use, so maybe I'll sprinkle her in throughout the next coming weeks. I think we talked about TV and about Homeland and just different random shit. So if I ever have, maybe I'll have some sort of like a TV segment or something. I'll be sure to dig up that audio. But I want to thank her again for being on. She's a trooper, and I love her, obviously. I think I said that like 7 times during this podcast. But anyway, just to recap, yeah, it's 2015. First show of 2015. I'm very, very excited, very happy, and I'm glad that you guys came here with me and have decided to keep on listening. I do this for me. First and foremost, I do this for me. This is something that I do for me, and it helps me, and it makes me feel good and happy, and I share it with you guys, and you guys like it too, and I really appreciate that. I'm still compiling a list of questions and comments that I think Mark and I are going to read on the next episode, possibly. Anyway, remember that the best way to show your support, I never ask anybody for any type of donation, I put no monetary value on this show that I give to you. All I ask is that you spread the word, you share it, you like it, you subscribe, you send it, put it on your wall, Instagram it, Twitter it, Tumblr it, whatever the hell you want to do with it. Just get it out there, get the message out there. The Still Unnamed Podcast with Petey Salas. That's something that we are trying to do to reinvigorate and bring back the lost and dying art of communication. And that's what I want to do. And thank you guys for sharing with me. Thanks to our sponsor, Chico's Bail Bonds. And have the first Happy Taco Tuesday of 2015. Bye-bye.